No topic left uncovered. This is Issues Today. Here is Bob Gourley.
Well, the tobacco wars continue in that we're seeing, of course, continued emphasis on not smoking wherever it be. But there's an interesting new development that we're going to talk about today with Dr. Brad Rodu, who is a professor of medicine at University of Louisville, who is involved with tobacco harm reduction research, which is very interesting, I think. And we're going to find out about smokeless tobacco and some interesting stuff. Brad, good to have you with us on the program today.
Great to be here, Bob.
Yeah, well, tell us, first of all, harm reduction research, that's interesting. Tell us about that.
Well, most American smokers don't know that they can get tobacco satisfaction and enjoyment out of smoke-free tobacco products that have vastly less risk. So smokers could switch to these products, avoid most, if not all, of the diseases that hamper cigarette smokers, and still get tobacco satisfaction.
Interesting. So, and one of those things we're talking about is smokeless tobacco. Now, there's a new development regarding the American Cancer Society. Tell us about that.
Well, the American Cancer Society has historically fought against smokeless tobacco, that's dip and chew products that are enjoyed by many million American men. They've basically fought against those and given the impression that they're just as dangerous as smoke. Well, a recent article by American Cancer Society scientists basically completely ignored smokeless tobacco as a cause of cancer deaths in the U.S. So they've apparently shifted their position that smokeless tobacco causes cancer, and now are acknowledging by omission that these products don't cause cancer.
Now, how are these products? You mentioned, did you say chewing tobacco? Did you say that, or was that? Did I miss that?
That's exactly right.
But doesn't that cause mouth cancer?
Well, the actual epidemiologic evidence that I've done research on for the last 20 years shows that the mouth cancer risk from dip and chew products is close to zero.
Really?
Yes. That's what the epidemiologic evidence shows. The American medical establishment has persisted in complaining about a mouth cancer risk, and it just doesn't exist.
Wow, now that's a different viewpoint. We like to have all viewpoints on because this is interesting, because it's all you've really heard over the years is that it does cause mouth cancer, that type of thing. So,
well, a recent federal study that involved not only federal scientists but federally funded scientists from all over the country found that dip and chew products in American men cause no excess mouth cancer. So the federal government itself has also acknowledged this in a scientific report.
And yet you don't hear much about it in the media at all. Maybe you don't hear anything about it, do you?
Exactly. They are avoiding telling American smokers about these safer products because the government's vision for the U.S. is a tobacco-free society. That's their vision, and they're sticking to it. Now, about 100 years ago, they had another vision, didn't they? It was for an alcohol-free society, and that worked out so well that they're repeating it now for tobacco.
Yes. We're seeing a decrease in smokers, and I guess that you would agree that that's a good thing. But
absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. It's great to get people to walk away from the fire, because it's the smoke, not the nicotine, that's causing all the diseases.
Now, what about vaping, the new water vapor, that type of thing? Is that is safer? Is that, what is your research there? Have you done research on that?
Well, it's very clear just looking at what's in the vapor versus what's in smoke. that vapor is vastly safer than smoking. In fact, the Royal College of Physicians, that's a British medical group, one of the most prestigious and oldest medical societies in the world, has stated that vaping is unlikely to be any more hazardous than about 5% of the risks of smoking. So it's a lot safer, and smokers would be best to move to vaping products, and many millions of them have.
Yeah, there is a huge amount that are doing that, and then there's no secondhand problem either, I wouldn't think.
No, absolutely not. In fact, the vapor dissipates very quickly after the smoker exhales it, and there's virtually no risk to bystanders. So vaping is much safer not only for the smoker, but for his friends and relatives.
Now, secondhand smoke is another controversial area that there have been studies out that disproved a lot of this, that it was really harmful. Have you looked at that as well?
Well, we have, and you know what? Nobody wants to be around a smoker and inhale smoke.
That's right.
And,
exactly.
And I don't either.
Me either.
But as far as saying that it's an immediate, life-threatening risk, well, that's going a little bit too far. Now, if you live with a smoker and you're inhaling that smoke for years and years, sure, it could give you some additional risk for lung cancer and other problems.
And I suppose that a lot of that has to do with the individual as well. And unfortunately, I know genetics play a part. I know people that smoke for years never had a problem. Of course, and many, of course, get that kind of thing right away and have problems. Well, Dr. Rodu, thanks for talking to us today on the program. He has a blog at Rodu Tobacco Truth, so you can catch it